Father, nearer to thee, draw me nearer, nearer to thee.
Hide me by thy side, oh my Lord.
Draw me nearer, nearer to thee.
Keep me by thy side, oh my Lord.
Draw me nearer, nearer to thee.
Oh
My songs every day, nearer to thee, nearer to thee, nearer to thee, Lord.
Oh,
My songs every day, Father, nearer to thee. Oh, draw me nearer, nearer to thee. I need you every moment, my Lord. You are so efficient to me. Lord, with thee, I find everything moving so smoothly. Father, on my ways, Lord, whenever you are by my side, nobody will ever be against me. Lord, draw me closer to you, my Lord. Draw me closer. Jesus, do not stand there far off, my Lord. Amen.
draw me nearer, Lord.
Draw me nearer, nearer to thee.
Nearer to thee, Lord.
Draw me nearer, nearer to thee.
Oh,
My songs every day, Father, nearer to thee. Draw me nearer, nearer to thee.
oh,
My songs every day, Father, nearer to thee. Draw me nearer, nearer to thee. As I look on that cross and I behold my Savior there, and I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." And I cried and shout, "Oh Lord, forgive me my sins." Behold, I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." Go and sin no more. As I look on the cross and I behold my Savior there, and I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." And I cried and shout, "Oh Lord, forgive me my sins." Behold, I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." Go and sin no more. As I look on thy cross and I behold my Savior there, and I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." And I cried and shout, "Oh Lord, forgive me my sins." Behold, I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." Go and sin no more. As I look on thy cross and I behold my Savior there, as I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." And I cried and shout, "Oh Lord, forgive me my sins." Behold, I heard a voice saying, "It is finished." Go and sin no more.
as I look on the cross and I behold my Savior, and I heard a voice saying it is finished. And I cried and shout, my Lord, forgive me my sins. Even I heard a voice saying it is finished. No man sin no more.
As I look on thy cross and I behold my Savior there, and I heard a voice saying it is finished. And I cried and shout, oh God, forgive me my sins. Behold, I heard a voice saying it is finished. Go and sin no more. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again.
The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drinks shall never ever thirst again.
The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again.
The river of life is flowing everywhere, and whosoever will drink shall never ever thirst again.
The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again.
The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drinks shall never ever thirst again.
The fountain of life is flowing everywhere. Whosoever drink shall never ever thirst again. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah, Christ is coming.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah, Christ is coming.
Amen, amen.
Hallelujah,
Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah. Christ is coming. Messiah, Messiah is coming. Omega, Omega is coming. Jesus, Savior is coming. My Lord is coming. Hallelujah. Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah. Christ is coming. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Jesus is coming very soon. Hallelujah. Christ is coming. Amen, amen. Hallelujah. Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah. Christ is coming. Hallelujah, Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah, Christ is. Hallelujah.
Yeah, please, we are already on. I know you are there. Please maintain silence because the studio is already on. And we are playing worship songs in honor of the Almighty Jehovah.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Behold the guy that will, behold the dragon cage, where the serpent lifted up their eyes to see the shining glory, the beauty of Messiah, to set the captives free, and let them find to see, the King is set to rule. Let's sing for joy, His kingdom is restored. Let's shout for joy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, praise Him, the Lord. Oh, Biafra. Oh, Biafra. Kingdom of God on earth. Oh, Biafra. The victory is sure. Victory. Oh, victory. Our heart is glad.
Please, I have to inform all our correspondents here and there. Like I advised everybody earlier on, every one of you must try and maintain absolute silence at your own very background. Right now we are starting and already there is distracting noise coming from here and there. I have to advise all our people most sincerely and most humbly, please for their sake, for their God's sake, tune down the volume of your set wherever you are because it is echoing and in consequence distracting us. If you cannot do that, I will be tempted to disconnect you. Right now, I have only two persons online, Uche Digi and Uche no Okeke. Whoever is leaving the set on, please tune it up. Right now, two persons online, you can see everything I just said now is echoing back. Everybody should please tune down, or if not so, up the set close to you. You see, somebody was playing it, and that is why it was echoing back. I really don't understand why our people don't hear with one ear. I gave this instruction earlier on this morning that preparatory to this particular important broadcast we're having this evening, nobody hooked on to this particular program should leave any radio set on, listening while talking at the same time, because the moment you do it, everything begins to echo back here and duplicating the streaming. It causes distraction to all our listeners. Please, thank you for this instruction. And we are now commencing the day's program because our national anthem has already played. In less than, let me say that 15 minutes time, we shall be hooking on to our special guest speaker, Alhaji Asare Dokubo, who is here today coming to take some questions from Voice of Biafra International, issues and matters that concern Biafra land and equally by extension Nigeria. This is why we are here today, to make sure that we always feed our people with latest information. Before then, we have to say Voice of Biafra International must say 1,000 times to Anambra people, 1,000,000 times to Anambra people, for standing firm despite intimidation, for standing firm despite vile propaganda, for standing firm despite threats that if any of you voted, the person would meet untimely death. Yet we said God forbid, and we had to offer special prayers for the entire Anambra people. Almighty Jehovah has heard our prayer, and right now, Anambra conducted this election yesterday very, very peaceful, and the clear indications imagine that everything went smoothly, and right now the winner has emerged in the person of Willie Obiano of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. We say 1,000 times congratulations to Willie Obiano, the governor-elect Anambra State, and then his second term in office. It is a sign of commitment. It is a sign of patriotism. It is a sign of, indeed, deep interest in the affairs of our people, that everybody, despite the threat from a particular group in our society, Anambra people came out and voted massively, coming out now with this very wonderful result, which gave All Progressive Grand Alliance a victory at the polls. We say once again, thank you to every Anambrarian, thank you to Biafrans, thank you to any other person that made it very, very possible for this yesterday's election to move on smoothly. As we say thank you, we are now looking forward towards 2019, when we are going to conduct another general election that will be all embracing the whole of Biafra land, from Imo to Enugu, Enugu to Ebonyi to Abia State, and then other states in Biafra land, cross rivers, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Rivers, and Delta. So, to come 2019, we are going to repeat this particular experiment, this fulfillment, to prove a point that indeed, when the people have spoken, the Lord equally has spoken. Vox populi, vox Dei. That is how it is put in clear Latin original. We are telling all our chief correspondents here and there, they are welcome to the program, because we have already switched on the studio, and whatever you say or do now immediately is intercepted by our server and our broadcaster, and in effect everything is relayed to any part of the world where all our fellow Biafrans are right now. We say thank you very much for being with us. As we are marketing this program, we shall be streaming live some live pictures of activities here and there in Biafra land, perhaps in the community called Omaka, where Iriji Festival was organized yesterday by the 10 traditional rulers making up Old Omaka Autonomous Community. We are asking everybody, whatever that happens in your own society, your own community, your own village, feel free to send us video clips or the pictures. We are here to represent the interests of our people. We are here to market you. We are here to protect your interests. We are here to tell the world that indeed you exist. And for bringing your custom and tradition to the fore, Voice of Biafra International is here to assist you. We are always at your beck and call. You are always welcome. Today is Sunday, the 19th of November 2017. In the next few minutes, I have to say, less than 12 minutes from now, our special guest speaker in the person of Alhaji Asare Dokubo will be joining us on the studio. We say now everybody is welcome as you are hooked on to listen to this program. I will indeed start introducing my fellow colleagues in today's broadcast. Before then, I have to say, let us still enjoy a little bit of Biafra worship songs because today is Sunday.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, Christ is coming. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Christ is coming very soon. Hallelujah, Christ is coming very soon. 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 Jesus coming very soon. Savior coming very soon. Coming very soon. Coming very soon. Coming very soon. Hallelujah. Christ is coming.
I told you and I keep on telling you, we have today a special guest in our studio, and is somebody whom everybody knows, is a household name. Whenever he speaks, of course, the S Foundation is shaking. Today, he is going to take some questions from us on issues concerning Biafra and Nigeria. This is what will happen today. Be with us as Alhaji Asari Dokubo is our guest.
Wonderful, marvelous are the works of the Lord. Great is thy name.
Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my God, and great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my God, and great is thy name. Hallelujah.
Wonderful, marvelous are the works of the Lord. Great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord. Great is thy name.
We crave your indulgence, fellow Biafrans. We are supposed to start the program at 8 o'clock dot, but our guest speaker has asked us to give him 15 more minutes. In other words, by 10 minutes past 8, we shall be starting. Let us crave his indulgence.
And the works of my Lord, great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord, great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord, great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord, great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord, great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord, great is thy name. Wonderful and majesty, honor to your name. Great is the Lord Almighty. Wonderful and counselor are the works of my Lord. Great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of my Lord. Great is thy name. Wonderful, marvelous are the works of the Lord. Great is thy
Please, we crave your indulgence for some minutes. We are supposed to be starting the program at 8 p.m. Biafra time, but our guest speaker, Alhaji Ansari Dokubo, just asked us to give him 10-15 more minutes for him to settle down. He has been in a meeting since today, and he is just closing right now, and has craved our indulgence for more 10-15 minutes. Within quick time, he will be joining us. Bear with us. Let us grant him that particular, indulgence. We are here, of course, to make you happy and to give you latest update on Biafra and also on Nigeria. We are also still congratulating the Anambra people for a job well done. Despite everything, a government has come to be in the state of Anambra, a gateway to Biafra land. Please, I have to inform all our listeners, especially our dear vobi correspondents who are here and who are hooked on right now through these devices. There is much noise coming from your backgrounds. You are switching on other devices close to you, and this is a disturbing. For us to have a smooth streaming this particular evening, I wouldn't hesitate to disconnect anybody that leaves the background very, very noisy. We would want our listeners to understand every word of what our guest speaker will say. Please check your various backgrounds, close every window that is open. If you are living close to the road, check all the doors, make sure they are locked. Please and please and please switch off any other device close to you.
Come and see the light of God. Come and see the light, oh, amen, amen. Come and see the light of God. Come and see the light, oh, amen, amen.
I have seen the light of God. I have seen the light, oh, amen, amen. I have seen the light of God. I have seen the light, amen, amen.
Come and see the light of God. Come and see the light, oh, amen, amen. Come and see the light of God. Come and see the light, oh, amen, amen.
Hello? Hello? Yes. Yeah, ndewo. We thank God. Yes, so Naga, our studio is on. We are waiting for our guest speaker, Alhaji Asari Dokubo, to join us in 10 minutes' time, please. So, yes, he is our guest today. He will be joining us in the studio in the next 10 to 15 minutes. We are asking our people to exercise a little patience.
Okay.
You are calling the correct number. They are still asking the number. You are a good number. Are you calling now? Yeah, we have over the months informed our people how to link on to us live, watch and listen to our program, but people still up to now are asking questions. In series of meetings we held at Owerri and every other zone, we distributed our numbers and any media or rather any channel that our people use to reach us. I don't know. So right now you are not on Facebook. I don't know if you're on Facebook. Ask somebody to help you to enter bim-massob and you will be hearing us live.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, we are saying congratulations to Anambra people for a job well done.
Yes, we did it live.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. There we Yes, my fellow colleague said that was a caller, and he was there to ask questions, and we are still asking you. Feel free to say your mind while we wait for our guest speaker to join us in less than 10 minutes. Yeah, Uchenna, are you there?
Yes, Oracle.
Yeah, anybody, we are free to do some interactive statement, comments, pending the time our guest speaker will be ready with us. In less than 10 minutes, he's here with us.
All right. I think we still have to continue to thank our people, the people of Anambra State, for the peaceful election they conducted yesterday. And finally today, a winner has emerged. And I want to thank them for their comply in conducting themselves peacefully. I'll say, in fact, may all praise go unto them because they tried. They never allow the propagandists, the words to shrink them down. They were able to outsmart them and beat all the fake strategy. We sincerely appreciate them. Say more grace to the evil. And the current governor who has won back, I want to congratulate him, Voice of Biafra International, congratulating him and giving him more grace to work for the good of the people of Anambra. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Just a kind of preliminary talks, kind of introductory statements we are making while we are patiently waiting for our special guest this evening, Alhaji Asari Dokobo. We had a chat with him last few minutes, and he is on the road after attending to a series of meetings today. He has craved our indulgence to give him 10-15 minutes, and as I'm talking now, it is less than 10 minutes, and he will be with us in the studio. So while we are waiting for him, I must introduce Ume Maslinos, who is right now in Lagos, joined to this particular program. Ume Maslinos, it's obvious I'm going to introduce everybody to our special guest speaker when he takes seat. So there's no need for start now. As soon as he takes it, I will take it once and for all. Before then, anyway, gentlemen, we are free to make statements by word of congratulating Anambra people for the job well done. Ume Maslinos is there. Uchenna Diji is there. Equally, Louis' response is there. Anybody is free to say their minds while we wait for the arrival of our guest speaker.
Yes, my able brother, this is Uche speaking. I must tell you that I am the most happiest man who enjoyed the peaceful election of Anambra State yesterday. And today, our choice have been declared winner. I am very grateful for Willie. I am very grateful to all the Anambra State officials, all the Anambra State businessmen, business personnel who come out in mass, who do not try to risk their future generation, who do not
Uche Diji, you might have to check your background.
To destroy the peace we have been
Uche Diji, please, yeah, where the flow is not very clear. You have to check your situation over there. Uche Diji, please. Yeah, thank you. We were not getting you very, very clear. That's why I asked you to adjust your position, but no problem. We shall reach back to you. Ume Maslinos, over to you, please. Make some statement before we tune into our guest speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Oracle. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and my fellow crew members. It's me, Ume Maslinos, speaking from Lagos, Nigeria. To my fellow Anambrarians, I must say a very big thank you for honoring our words and our advice when we are telling you to make sure you, in order not to attract some unwanted situation in our dear state, and for obeying us and coming out to cast your votes, we must say a very big thank you. Now it has been very clear to all of us that those who have been trying to create confusion in all their efforts, because they made great effort to see that they created confusion, but your doggedness and believing in us made them not to succeed. So thank you very much for honoring our advice. That has shown that you people are following us in our broadcast and all our social media write-ups. Thank you once again. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ume Maslinos. While we are waiting for our guest speaker, let us take this caller online with number ending 2289. Hello, our caller online. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, please. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
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 Yeah,
Hello.
hello. We are listening to you.
I listen to you. I want to hear.
Yes, you called us and we have given you the chance to talk to us. We are waiting for our special guest speaker today, Alhaji Asari Dokubo. He will be joining us in less than 10 minutes. While we are waiting for him, we are taking calls from here and there and discussing some issues concerning Biafra.
Okay.
Yes. So if
That is what I want to hear.
okay, so we are waiting for him. In 10 minutes time, he will be in the studio with us. And anybody that is on YouTube or Facebook or on our satellite link will get the whole program live and direct.
Is it every day?
It's not every day. We broadcast 4 times per week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But every Sunday we have a special guest. They come here to address us. So this is what we do.
Okay.
Yes, we buy their opinions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate your concern.
Amen.
Thank you. May God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
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 Yes. So, fellow Biafrans, we are waiting in a few minutes' time. And while we are waiting for our special guest speaker, we have to advise some of our women back home in Biafra land or wherever they may be. There are some women who are irresponsible. Some women will come to public domain and begin to dance naked, where men are gathered trying to discuss issues that concern the generality of Biafrans. Some misguided women, roadside women, continue to to misbehave. Such women include, it is good I mention names because when they write rubbish on our pages, we equally have to respond immediately. Some of these women who come to public domain, who have been rejected by the very society they exist, but who have taken refuge in connecting women to men or men to women, include one lady, one MS Ogechi Okeke Njaka. Ogechi Okeke Njaka is every day on social media. I don't know if she has a husband. We really pity her husband. But if she has no husband, we can understand why she is wild and ungoverned. The next woman in the list is Kate Wachinemere. These are women that have refused to marry or whom men have rejected, and because of that, they are always on social media to vent their passion on men who are here to discuss the general issues concerning Biafra. There is another misguided man, whether he's whatever he's called, maybe he's a boy, a man that comes from a questionable background or having a doubtful character. Somebody called the Prince Chidebere Oji. These people always come to social media to dance naked. Women should get married and take care of their families, but these women who have never married, like Kate Wachinemere, and we are not sure if she will marry, because what she does on social media day in, day out is enough for any man to run away from her. There is no woman that comes to public domain to challenge men that is governed. Probably we have sympathy for the parents of such a one. We don't usually use this platform to insult people, but when they begin to write rubbish on our pages, we have no alternative than to talk to them back. So these women that are not married and we doubt, they are long expected mothers. After several years in the struggle, we have thought that men should have taken them home, but because they exist on the road and have no particular man to be identified with, that is why people like Ogechi Okeke in Jaka, what's her name again? Kate watching Emre are always on social media trying to garner sympathy from men who are not prepared to entertain their shrewd nature. So that is the situation of this for now. We are not interested in insulting people as RBA used to do. We try to respect the human dignity, but anybody that wants to dance naked in the public, we help the person immediately. Fellow Biafrans, now let me go back to let me go to our special guest right now and see if he is ready with us.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Indeed, we appreciate your concern for us. And indeed, again, we are quite appreciative of the fact that you are responding to our invitation this very evening, despite your numerous commitments in the affairs of our people. We are tied to you, sir, by compulsory gratitude. Fellow Biafrans, I have to inform all of you with due sense of humility that right now, our August visitor, of course I call him August visitor, much as we humbly invited him, our August speaker, a person that is a household name, he is a man. When he comes out, everybody stands still. The heavens begin to shed the dews and the earth's foundation begins to vibrate. He is a man whose ways are law, a fearless gentleman who always works in the image of an important executive. He is a man who, once he makes a statement, the international community takes note. We remember vividly during the Obasanjo 8 years in office, Alhaji Asari Dokubo was a thorn on the flesh of that particular administration. Not for anything negative, but because he stood on truth, trying to tell the government of the day that my people must have their own share of the national cake. And when the Obasanjo regime tried to make shakara in our own local parlance, he ordered all the oil nationals to vacate the Ijo area. At once, oil prices skyrocketed. Nigeria virtually suffered for it. He is a man whose ways are highly principled, and people take note of that. Today, he is in the front line to Biafra liberation. He misses no words. He fears nobody because he stands on truth. He is here this evening with us to take some questions from us concerning our own emerging country, Biafra, and the outgoing country, Nigeria. Alhaji Asari Dokubosa, you are welcome to our program.
Good evening.
Thank you very much, sir. We have to inform you by way of introduction that this Voice of Biafra International was set up by Chief Dr. Afo Wazirike for purposes of building bridges within the Biafran society and across. So we are traveling around the country seeking views and opinions of important people in the society, both from the Biafran axis and from the Nigerian axis. And it will behoove us to tell you that in the last months, we have interviewed Major Hamza Mustafa, Abacha's Chief Security Officer. We have equally interviewed Alhaji Shetima Yerima, the President of Arewa Youth Consultative Forum. We have interviewed the former governor of Kaduna State, Alhaji Barebe Musa. Equally, Professor Ango Abdullahi, Dr. Chukwemeka Ezife, former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, former aviation minister, and host of others. We have interviewed them and we are seeking views on how best to move forward, especially in our own emerging society called Biafra. Today, sir, we are privileged to have you in our studio to take your own turn as an important executive in the emerging Biafra nation. Welcome once again. I have to, sir.
I am very grateful for the opportunity that has been given me to speak on this platform.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, right now, thousands of our people are already hooked on to this particular broadcast because we really advertised it from the very day you accepted our invitation. We put it on air, and ever since then, our people have been longing, expecting you this day, because as an important person, it's not every time they hear your voice. Now, in this particular interview, I am not alone. We have our correspondents, different parts of Nigeria and Biafra land, who are with me to ask you equally some questions. Let me start right away from Nigeria, in Makurdi, Benue State to be precise, where Uchenna Okeke is. Uchenna, please say hello to our special guest today, Alhaji Asare Dokubo.
Yeah, this is Uchenna Okeke from Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. It is my pleasure to have you here, Alhaji Asare Dokubo, the AD Abaniwa. You are welcome to the program, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
From Benue State, Makurdi, we move down to Lagos, where Ume Maslinos is. Ume Maslinos, please say hello to our special guest, Alhaji Dokubo.
Alhaji Asare Dokubo. What the alam, himself. It's with great pleasure I say welcome to today's broadcast. As all Biafrans and lovers of Biafrans are eagerly waiting to hear your voice this night. You are welcome, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
From Lagos now, let me move to Ghana, Accra, where Uche Diji is holding sway. Uche Diji, our special guest, has taken seat. Say hello to him.
Hello, wonderful people of Biafra. This is Uche Diji. Our elbow guest speaker, Alhaji Asare Dokubo. In the name of the Lord, it is my great pleasure to witness this day for you to address us in the issue of Biafra and how Biafra is going to be restored. Thank you and remember this.
Good evening, my brother.
Now, thank you very much, my dear colleagues. We have to move down to the business of the day, and we have to throw our first salvo. Alhaji, sir, in the past months, you have been traversing the Ijo, let me say, Niger Delta areas. You have been visiting the rural communities. At times, you trek, at times, you are escorted on a bike and whatever. Most of you go barefooted, moving from village to village, feeling the pulse of the people. On several occasions, we witness you on the pages of newspaper, Facebook, and YouTube, where you were in the rural areas by the riverside, sympathizing with the people in their plight, drawing the attention of the international community, the plight of the people. Sir, our people would like to know, by word of introduction, by visiting the rural communities, what are your findings? How do you think the people are living there?
Yes, thank you very much, my brother. There is nothing to talk about our people who are living in our various communities, even in the capital cities. For instance, if you take Yenagoa, you take Port Harcourt, find out that there is nothing. We are really living beyond, very, very behind even the Stone Age. I don't think that even people who live during the Stone Age live in the most abject and poverty-stricken environment in which we live. Hospitals that used to work during the era of the British colonialists today are broken down. They are no longer working. In most of our communities, banks have closed down. Banks that were working in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, up to the 80s, banks are no longer functioning. So in most of our communities, there is total darkness and backwardness. Our secondary schools are not functioning. They are not moving. They are not, education is very, very, very at its lowest ebb. As I'm talking to you, I just came back from a community this week, and it's horrible. And then we now have terrible problems, very terrible problems. The problem of HIV/AIDS in our communities, and the problem of drug addiction, Benelin, and so on, which was a few years ago, even 2 years ago, unknown. They have taken it from the north because they read on social media and so on. So Benelin and codeine and so on are now being used widely in our community. I don't think that other parts of Biafra have the same problem that is plaguing us, especially in the Jaw area today. We have youths who are not working. They engage in a terrible form of taking the oil resources instead of taking it in a way that it will not destroy our environment. They go on to take the oil in such a way that they endanger our environment far more than even the wicked satanic multinational companies are doing. This is called coal fire, where they cook this crude, and from it they get diesel and kerosene. And the kerosene is killer kerosene, it kills people. And the residue of this production is poured directly into the sea, into the creeks, in the swamp, and so on. And so surface water, below surface water is totally contaminated. Fishes and aquatic life is totally eliminated in most of these places. Our people are hopeless today. Our people are not looking for any improvement in the quality of life what they have today, because our livelihood, which is mostly fishing, are totally being destroyed. We can't fish any longer. We can't pick flamenco any longer. And so it's really a sad story. This story is not just, we're not being afflicted by our enemies, the Futakelon Gambari-led government of the Nigerian state, but we are doing it to ourselves because we commit these environmental crimes and so many other crimes against our people. Kidnapping is a daily occurrence. People are not safe. You see that the big people no longer come home. If they are coming, they come with protection from the Nigerian state and so on and so forth. So I think it's an hopeless case for our people.
Indeed, it is a hopeless case. And sir, before I proceed, I have to inform you that this broadcast is streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our satellite link. And there, your picture is displayed for our people to know who is addressing them. That is, we seek your permission, sir. Now, sir, you are indeed a freedom fighter, a man of the people. But there is one thing, something our people are afraid of. Adaka Boro came and tried to liberate our people. The Hausa Fulani, the Gambari people, with the help of the British people, killed him. Saro Wiwa at a point came to fight the same cause, and they conspired and killed him. Now our people are worried. Are you not afraid of your life when you come out to fight for your people?
The thing is that whether you are afraid or you are not, you will surely die. So fear is something that is a permanent companion to man. Fear is a permanent companion to man. But it's not because of fear that you choose to be a slave. You choose to be trampled upon. You choose to become the carpet for another person to walk upon. So as far as I am concerned, yes, as a human being, I must have some fear. I must have some apprehension. But whether I am afraid or not, I am going to die. People die every day. There are so many of our people who are shot dead, even yesterday. So many of our people who are injured, even yesterday. So many of our people who will die even today, before the end of today. There are so many of our people who will die tomorrow. So it is better you die fighting than you die in your house and nobody will know for the reason for which you are killed. So that is how I see it. You see, as Boro and Ken Saruwa trusted so much in a system that does not have trust. When you trust somebody that does not deserve your trust, then the person can act any way he wants to act against you. You must know the enemy. You will not be playing hide and seek with the enemy. You will not be rubbing your back, rub my back, I rub your back with the enemy. You will not be doing CCCC with the enemy. That is the mistake most of our people are making today. The enemy is the enemy. He wants to kill us. He only comes to destroy and to devour. That's what the enemy came to do. So once you know the enemy, you have to work out your strategy to protect yourself and to protect your own people. But a situation where you open up your flank, then the enemy will act accordingly. So if God Almighty says, today is the day you are going to go, you go today, then good. But I will not allow myself to be taken by surprise, because every day the enemy is planning and plotting to kill us. He's not doing any other thing. What did we do that myself, our Zulke, and others, Wichakuko, now Secretary of Finance, what did we do that we were arrested, thrown on the ground, from various prison detention to the other? What did we do? Because the enemy is always plotting. As long as we are alive, as long as we are breathing, as long as we are standing, the enemy will not be comfortable, because he knows that what he's doing is not right. He knows that since what he's doing is not right and will continue to oppose it, he will get us out of the way. That is the truth of the matter.
Yes, indeed. We know and we pray that the God we worship will always protect you from the clutches of the enemy. This is our prayer.
Amen.
Amen. Now, in the midst of this particular predicament, we quite understand that it is the making of the British and the Gambari people. Our people are now asking, problems, let me say, do not last long insofar as people sit back to think over them and find solution. So, our people are asking, how long shall these problems of our people last? Are there some necessary steps being taken to put an end to each and every one of the problems?
Yes, you know, my big brother, Ralph Owazuke, and myself, we differ on the modus and the approach to gain our freedom. We differ. My big brother believes that it is through non-violence. He believes in the Guardian and Martin Luther theory of non-violence. Mahatma Gandhi's theory and Martin Luther of non-violence, of civil disobedience, of non-participation. Yes, he believes that. I don't believe that. I believe, my beliefs are very clear. My belief is that one gunshot is more effective than 1,000 years of Simonization, 1,000 years of dialogue, 1,000 years of negotiation, 1,000 years of protest. No, one gunshot is more. Because in one of the religious books, it is clearly stated, when the enemy shall come like a flood against his Lord, a standard will be lifted up against him. The enemy has come. He left his land. We are not in his land. We are not going to take his land. We are not going to take his resources. We are not saying we must rule him. He's the one who says he is born to rule. He's the one who says that our land has been given to him by God to perpetually rule us. That we will be perpetual givers of wood and drawers of water for him. That is the enemy. So there is nothing you will do that the enemy will listen. There is nothing you will do that you stop the enemy. Because when you say they slap you on the right cheek, turn the left cheek for him, all their teeth will be slapped out of your mouth. All their teeth will fall out of your mouth. Because he will continue to slap you, turn will continue to slap you. I believe that the only way, the only method that tyranny listens to, the only language that tyranny listens to is the language that flows through the barrel of the God. That is my belief. No. So, as I cooperate, I interface with my senior brother. We work together, we love. I interface with all Biafrans. But my philosophy is quite different from their philosophy, because when you go with a banner, your white flag of peace, they're coming with their black flag of murder to kill you. That's what they are coming with. They don't give a damn whether you want peace or not. As far as they are concerned, as long as you stand up and you call for freedom, as long as you call for the independence of Biafra, they will kill you. They will crush you. So they are not ready to negotiate. They are not ready to do anything. So you must stand up to them. It must be eyeball to eyeball, and you must tell them that what you can do, we too can do it. That's a natural law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Okay, sir. Now, one Mr. Macros Iloha is writing in saying that if they have their gun, they are prepared to sacrifice. This is one Macros Iloha is just writing in. Listen to the program, that if they see the gun, they are prepared to enter the battlefield. That brings me to the next question. People are saying, especially from the Igbo area of Biafra land, that not that they are afraid of war, but the problem is, if this war starts, wouldn't we be making the mistake of 1967-70 when we started the war without having the guns, without having some international communities backing us? Sir, right now as we move towards Biafra, are there some international communities, either you or Chief Owazirike or Nnamdi Kanu, have been able to reach out to for supply of arms and ammunition or for diplomatic assistance, if we shall say it is time for bayonets?
Yes, in the Ijaw dialect, they said there's a saying in my Ijaw, in my Kalawari Ijaw dialect, it is he who owns the basket that will start weaving the basket from the first, from the start. You will start something. It is what you have started that will make people to see that you are serious. It is when you start that you are serious. So international connection, I'm very happy the way the question has been asked, the way the question has been directed. For international connection, we are all moving and persuading international organizations. We engage them in dialogue, we engage them in questionnaires and so on. Just today, a professor from UNN came. She's passing out questionnaire, asking questions. So it is this interface and engagement with other people and to explain our position. Our position is justified. We are standing on a podium of morality. We are standing on this moral ground that we have the right to self-determination, which has been given to us by the United Nations Declaration and the African Declaration on People's Rights. So we have the right to self-determination. We were not part of any agreement entered into at any time, whether during the 1887 Biafra Declaration in Berlin, 1887 Berlin Partition of Africa, or the 1914 amalgamation of what they call Nigeria. We are not part of it. We are not consulted. Nations are not built by imposition. You cannot impose nations on people. Nations are built by the free will of the people. The people are said to be what we are. They are said to be what they want to be. We are Biafra. We are Biafra. We have never at any time ceded our right of citizenship of the Biafra nation to Nigeria. We have not done that. We have never done that. So for us, we have to start it. And it will be a conscious movement. And I love the way you put the questions when you bring all of us together. Because there are those who are dividing people. You have not gained Biafra. You have started carrying the spoils of victory. You have not gained Biafra. And this is very dangerous. And that's why I talk to everybody, as far as I'm concerned, of the ultimate in Biafra. It's not what I will become in Biafra that matters to me. It's the freedom that I will enjoy. That nobody will tell me that it's born to rule me. That my children will be free. They will carry a passport that they believe in. A passport that gives them the respect and recognition. They will answer a name that gives them the respect and recognition. That every Biafran is equal. Whether it's a Christian, it's a Muslim, it's whatever religion. Whether it's a German, it's an Igbo man, it's an ethnic man, it's an Ibibio man, it's an Okoni man. Whatever nationality that he is a Biafran, and that is recognized, all Biafrans are equal in the face of the constitution of the Biafran state. So when we do that, what happened in 1967 to 1970 was not the fault of anybody. It was the collective failure of our people, not able to put away their personal interests and face the interests of our people, which is playing out today. Our collective interest was jettison for personal petty squabbles that go and sat down and created states. Go and sat down and created states after an agreement has been reached at Apuri. So Ojukwu did not make any mistake. Our people were dragging their feet. Our people were dragging their feet and darling. That is what caused our problem. And these things are rearing up their heads. What is the ultimate trophy that we want to hold in our hands? That trophy is the independence of Biafra. It's greater than anybody. It's greater than Bakumasari. It's greater than Rabo Azoke. It's greater than Enamdi Kano. It's greater than everybody. It's greater than Azugoro. It's greater than Ojukwu. It's greater than anybody in the world of Sarawak. It is Biafra that is the greatest, the most glorious trophy that we want to hold in our hands. So when we do that, when the people see the consciousness and the preparedness of our people, that is when they will give us support. all sorts of insults, abuse, all sorts of things have been going on. There is no name that has not been called. But I know at the end of the day that Biafra will come. And it is not on radio station. I will tell somebody that this is what we have gone to do this, to do that. We know where to talk the talk, and we know where to do the things that will bring us our freedom. It's not on radio.
Yes, sir. One Mr. Alonso Hygienius is writing in saying that if we continue to preach peace, the international community would not listen to us. But the very day we pick up the arms, the international community will answer us. Now, the question arising from that is this. In the event of any civil conflict between Biafra and the rest of Nigeria, how would we be sure of source of arms supply, and how do we pay for that?
My dear brother, that is not a radio talk.
Okay, sorry, sir. Let me withdraw the question, sir.
Yes.
Let me sincerely apologize. I sincerely apologize, sir.
Strategic planning that will be planned at the highest level of our business.
Sir, I withdraw that. I withdraw the question. I withdraw the question, sir. So to Alonso Hygienius, we crave your indulgence. You will hear from us in due course. Now, sir, one other question is this. If you take a look at Palestine, for several decades, there was a disagreement between the Fatah and the Hamas. That particular disagreement prolonged the Palestinian independence. But of recent, the two groups have come together to exchange olive branch. And since this particular olive branch was exchanged between the two groups, Palestine is making a deep inroad into the international community. Now, my question is this. In Biafra land, there is a kind of division among various agitators or the groups to the fact that when you don't agree with any particular group, you see their Facebook warriors invoking thunder, insulting, and this do not go well with our Biafra. Now, sir, the question is this. First, what are the steps, the necessary measures we shall take to bring ourselves together, put our house in order before we confront the common enemy? Because if we fail to come together, we must be joking. But once we come together, we take up the challenge. What are the efforts, sir, do you think we can take first to come together to stand this challenge?
Yes, myself and a few people are taking it upon ourselves. I talk to our senior brother, Ralph. I speak to Nnamdi Kanu. I speak to the leadership of the DOS of the IPOB. I speak to the Rural Council of IPOB. I speak to various organizations across the length and breadth of Biafra. That is something I have taken as my own responsibility to go around and speak to these people. And I believe that you are very right. Hamas and Fatah coming together will accelerate the Palestinian struggle for an independent homeland for the people of Palestine. That is something that it will accelerate. But the United States of America and Europe and other influences, the international Zionist movement and so on, will perpetually want them to be divided and squabble over things. That is the same thing that is happening over here. But our own is ego. When somebody stands up and appropriates Biafra to himself, it is wrong. Biafra is not our Zuruki. Biafra is not Okubasari. Biafra is not Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra is not IPOB. It's not bim-massob. It's not BIM. It's not Niger Delta People Salvation Front. No. Biafra is the collective strength of the people of Biafra. And I think that we must have learned our lesson. The walk to freedom is not through grandstanding. Grandstanding will never help us. We must humble ourselves. Some of us will walk this path, but we will never see independent Biafra. Some of us will suffer and suffer and suffer. We will never see independent Biafra. It is not because we are bad people. It is because some of us will fall by the wayside. Some of us will die in this battle. And some will survive. But what is the ultimate that we are carrying? What are we all looking up to? Is the independence of the Biafran state. That Biafra will be independent and it will arrive at a distance. So unity is key. Unity is pivotal in carrying us to whatever level we want to go to. And let nobody ascribe to himself the finality of the Biafran struggle. Let nobody ascribe to himself. It is very dangerous for anybody to ascribe to himself. As far as Biafra is concerned, I am nobody. I don't want any position. I don't want anything attached to my name. What I want is, one day, I pray that in my lifetime, I will carry a Biafran passport and I will travel all over the world. I will spend Biafran money. The flag that will be in my house is the Biafran flag. That I will go out and people will say, this is a Biafran. That's what I want. I am 53 years old. I don't think that I need so much again. I have seen all that I ought to have seen. I have enjoyed as much as I want to enjoy. What I want, the ultimate. So please, unity, unity, unity is key. Unity is key. Without unity, the enemy will infiltrate us. He will use one group against the other. I ask questions, even on my videos. Where did you see them bribe so person? Who gave the bribe? Were you there when they gave the bribe? People open their mouth, they talk nonsense, the things that they don't know about, they talk to divide our people. They are actually the enemy. They are even worse than the enemy. So as far as I'm concerned, this question of unity is very imperative. It's very important. We must all work together to achieve unity within our ranks and go out and pull down the enemy defeat and bring independence to our people.
Indeed, sir. In this outgoing Nigeria, we have the Biafrans occupying the coastal areas. And in any warfare or civil conflict within a nation, any side that occupies the coastal area have the advantages. For us now, Biafra stands tall in this regard. But there is something that bothers the minds of our people. They are saying that the type of enthusiasm the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra has for this our freedom is not commensurate with what the Ijaw axis or the Efik axis has. That they are not indeed, of course we have the leadership, you are there, everybody knows you stand firm in whatever you do, but the complaint is that the followers over there are not showing much enthusiasm, and that the very day the two sides will come together to call a spade, Nigeria will not survive 1 week. Now the question is, sir, why is it that very many people from the Efik Ijaw axis they use are not so prone on Biafra matters? Instead, they listen to the propaganda from the Hausa Fulani Gambari area.
You see, in every struggle, there's a few people that start a struggle, even among the Igbos. Who are the people? Where are the politicians? Are they with us? The money bags, are they with us? No. There is a safe zone. There is a safe area. There are those who sit on the fence, watching whose side will be stronger, so that they will jump the fence into that camp. There are those like that. There are those who believe that the Biafran camp is perpetually a camp of or that will do nothing, will only talk, will not do anything. We're already defeated. They laugh at us, they jeer at us, they call us. That somebody has been inboxing me on daily basis to ask me, where is your guy in Namdi? And I laugh. How will Namdi be my Oga? Okay. Call him Namdi my Oga. Okay, yes, where is my Oga in Namdi? Every day it is looking to mock me. Look, there are silent majority of our people who are for Biafra. 90% of the job combatants, ethics are not on the coast. The Biafran coast is exclusively an enjoy area. Maybe a few areas where videos are. Ethics are inland people in the Cross River. So the Biafra starting from this thing, Ibuno, down, Ikorabazol, down to this in Ekeremo, where Biafra hand today, the former Eastern region. If others want to join, let them come and join us. Down. 90% of the people, 90% of the combatants, I know, I communicate with them. I am in touch with them. Forget about those who shout on social media. You see me shout. Tomorrow morning you see me on the street of Venezuela. If they are that popular, why am I on the street of Venezuela leading protests, marching with these things? Why am I on the street of Venezuela? Because they don't represent anybody. They are only looking for a way to be recruited. They are begging the Putadelon Gambari to recruit them so that they will eat the least of the crowd. That is what they are doing. Not that they have even recruited them. They are begging to be recruited. The people don't even give a damn about them. So leave it. When the time comes, like our father, K.O. Mbadiwe will say, when the comes to become, it happen, will surely happen.
And that is true, sir, from Dr. K.O. Mbadiwe Agada Bachuloso. Now, there is another question, something that drops the minds of our people, the Avengers. A year or two ago, we had that upper hand through the Avengers. The economy of Nigeria was grounded to a halt, and Nigeria caught convulsion. Everybody had a lot of praises for Avengers, praying them to keep on, never to surrender or retreat. Because if they had continued that for the next 1 month, today Nigeria would have been history. But disappointingly and unfortunately, Avengers kept in. Sir, what is the impression about these Avengers now that they have come up again?
I am not a member of the Avengers. I don't know them. When they came up, I gave them my total support. I spoke on their, wherever people oppose them, I come out to support them. But I cannot speak for a people that I don't know. I can only support them when they are doing the things that suit our struggle. But it's so sad, like you also said, a period of negotiation. Let me tell you this. They called on me to be part of their pandemic, the negotiation. They started at Rio. That was early last year. They started at Rio. They wanted me to be part of it. When I told them clearly that the era of dialogue is gone, the era of sitting down and talking is gone. This man in Aso Rock is not ready to talk with anybody, so I am not going to waste my time. They went and recruited my wife from Germany. They called my wife came, she attended the meeting. And I told my wife, I said, sweetheart, you have to choose between our marriage and your dad. She must be hearing it's a number. And she traveled back to Germany. She chose our marriage and left the dialogue. There are some elders, people are fighting over themselves, fighting and falling. They want to be part of negotiation. Negotiating what? They want to shake hands with Buhari. Shaking hands with Buhari is what? What are you going to achieve by shaking hands? These people have resolved. They created Boko Haram. Today they've taken 400 billion. 2016 budget, 400 billion. 2017 budget, 400 billion. That is 800 billion. This year budget, I don't know how much is in it. That is, you might be talking of, if it is 400, that is 1.2 trillion. It's more than the budget of Adamawa, Boronu, and Yobe put together. It's more than their state budget. From their location from Ohio, they're not taking it. They are taking it to the northeast to develop the northeast. Our money, and you are negotiating. So people have so trivialized our struggle that our struggle is now about maritime university. Our struggle is now about oil blocks. Our struggle is now about modular refineries. Our struggle is now about amnesty. What Nkrumah said, seek ye first the kingdom of politics, the kingdom of freedom, and all other things will be added unto you. You must first of all seek that kingdom of freedom, kingdom of liberty, and oil blocks will be there. Marginal oil fields will be there. Refineries will be there. Whatever you want will be there. You will live like kings. You will live like queens. You will live like princes and princesses. But no, people want shortcuts. A bird in hand is worth more than $1 million in the bush. So they want Calabar people will say, Abraham Lion King, let them go up. That what has reached your hand, use it to die at the tip of your rubber. So don't go and wait for something that is something that will never come. So all this one rest. So everybody falling over their friends, they want to go and negotiate. And negotiation is going nowhere. And that's how some of the elders misled the members of our Avengers to cease fire. When you cease fire, the enemy is stronger. And I'm telling you, when the Avengers were there operating, the Nigerian occupation force were not in many places. This period of the law that they said is ceasefire. What sort of ceasefire? Who is the ceasefire with you? In front of Oporoga, from Polo Town, they have 4 houseboats, floating barracks. Floating barracks that are there. Everywhere they have carried troops out. So if a Floyd by time, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a deceit. So all this negotiation, all this thing means nothing. And I believe that we need the expertise of the Avengers. We need them. Because they have shown the whole world that they are capable of doing what they said they would do. And that has scored a point. Today oil price has gone to $60-something a barrel. So you are going to give that money to these wicked, evil, satanic people to use in developing their place, our own money? No. So that's why we must stand up, and that's why unity comes in. Instead of castigating and abusing each other, abusing our vengeance, we all make mistakes. The one time makes mistakes because I'm a woman. Instead of castigating our vengeance and so on, if they have made mistakes, we need their strength. They also need our strength. We need to complement their weakness. They also will complement our weakness. That's the only way we can arrive at our destination.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, two more questions before we throw the floor open for our callers to ask questions, because all along you have been responding to our questions. Series of calls have been coming, but I count each and every one of them down. Now, if we take a look at Southern Cameroon, since they started their own agitation, all their politicians, all their civil servants, anybody holding any important position at the federal level resigned, making a statement that they are on course. But in the case of Biafra, we have our politicians, gold diggers, Abuja messengers who are there sabotaging all our efforts. And insofar as these people are over there at the seat of power, it becomes somehow difficult for us to penetrate. Are there some measures, sir, you think we shall adopt to call all these Abuja jobbers to order by way of sanitizing our society? First.
My dear brother, if you are on the path of freedom, you have to ignore some people. They will become irrelevant. Look at the third way, the elections in Anambra today. I call it a third way as far as I'm concerned. For me, there was no need to have boycotted that election. I have secretly spoken to IPOB members. I begged them that there was no need for them to boycott the election. This is the first time I'm saying it in public because the election has been held. Everything I predicted that happened, the election was held, nothing happened. Even if only 2 people vote, the election has been held and somebody will win. And that will affect the enthusiasm of a lot of people who have believed in IPOB.
Exactly.
You say election will not hold, election has held.
Exactly.
So what is the way forward? In a struggle, you don't grandstand. You lay all your cards on the table face up. You weigh all the options and possibilities. That is what you do in a struggle. You don't grandstand. Because when grandstanding fails, you will make the people to doubt your sincerity. The people, when you talk, they will no longer believe in you. That is the mistake.
Exactly.
There was no need to have boycotted or called for a boycott of the Anambra election. The destiny is this. What we would have done is for us to agree to vote a particular candidate, go out and defend our vote.
Exactly.
Abga had won the election.
Yes.
Abga had won the election. Now it clearly shows that even with or without IPOB members, Abga won the election. So what if APC had won? It would have been the greatest mistake that would have happened to our people.
Exactly.
If APC had won. Whether we like it or not, we must identify our enemy. APC is an enemy party. I'm not a member of ABGA. I'm not a member of PDP. In fact, everybody knows that I was a leading member of ACM. It is because these Futajelon people came in. That was why I left ACM. That was why I did not go to APC. Because I cannot go and somebody say he's born to rule and I must follow him. I will not. So for me, after some time, they will fade away. If we hold our power very well, we have made mistakes in Anambra State. I know that Big Brother was in support of Afghan. So I have no problem. But on my personal view, I don't like Obiano. I don't like it. That is personal to me. I would not have wanted him to win the election. That is personal to me. I would have preferred somebody else because I have listened to Obiano. I have listened to Obi. If you keep Obi and Obiano side by side, I will choose Obi. So that is what I believe in. But that is not the issue. It has also gone to demonstrate and destroy some myths. Ozibu saw shamelessly ran to APC. Shamelessly. And look at the way he has disgraced the name and internal memory of our father.
Exactly.
Just because he wanted to eat crops. The day I saw it, I wept. People were calling me from everywhere. Hey, we are on a Biafra, I don't see how. There was one particular northerner that was calling me and laughing at me. Hey, oh, chickens don't come, he don't jump sheep, and he did it at the top Biafra. He don't jump. So, for me, that is it. So, as far as I'm concerned, as we continue, this is a step in the right direction. This, our radio, is a step in the right direction. We now have 3 stations talking on our behalf. So the more we talk, the more our people will know. But let us not make the same mistake we have made. If at the time of the next election, Biafra has not been actualized, we should go in and seize power. That is what happened in Spain, in Catalonia. That's what happened.
Exactly.
The people who want freedom for their people, and the people who are holding the umbrella there.
Even in Kurdistan, in Iraq. Exactly.
Yeah.
In Kurdistan,
yeah,
Iraq.
That's what is happening in Pakistan. The people who want freedom, they are masked, that the people who are holding power. In Iraq, the people who want freedom for their people, and the people who are holding power, they are using government power. They are using government influence, government resources to fight for their people. Why would we leave it? We should seize the government instead of putting it in the hands of the people who do not deserve it. We should seize government through their own means. Since they cannot, when we seize political power, we will use that to declare. If we must State House of Assembly, River State House of Assembly, Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, all of them came together at different times and issued a resolution that from this day we cease to be Nigeria. From this day we are not Biafra. What will happen? There will be constitutional crisis. Isn't it?
Exactly. That is true. That's what happened in Catalonia. That was exactly what happened in Catalonia. Yes, exactly.
Yes. So the people must stand up. If they want election in Catalonia again, the same people will win. They will win. And they will continue to insist. And surely one day they'll be independent. So I think that we should ignore these politicians. Let us not fight among ourselves and start to kill ourselves.
Okay, sir. Now, one last question before we give room to our listeners. And that question is this. 2 weeks ago, when Professor Ango Abdullahi, former Vice Chancellor Ahmad Bello University, while he was taking our questions, he made it abundantly clear that amalgamation was a fraud. He was unambiguous that amalgamation was a fraud, that there was no Nigerian who was a signatory to the amalgamation treaty. And insofar as this amalgamation was a fraud, that Nigerians have no reason to be using that particular amalgamation to remain together. That even after how many years of this amalgamation and even independence, Nigeria is not functioning, and that we should stop deceiving ourselves. The option he said, like he has been campaigning in the north, is that every people should go their way, since we cannot be accommodated. In similar vein, Alhaji Barebe Musa, when we interviewed him last month, said that if the federal government cannot accommodate regionalism, it is to your thanks, O Israel. Now the question is, sir, if we have such men in the north who are positive-minded against this kind of unilateral system of government, are there measures people like you, Chief Owazirike, are making to make sure that we reach out to such people and compel them to talk to their people into accepting our terms in the interest of peace?
My dear brother, the closeness between me, our Zurge, amongst us, our Zurge, Al-Mustafa, Baba Fashewu, Daniel Adam, Shetima, is very much known everywhere. Our closeness is very, very known. It's very much known. My dear brother, don't be deceived by the antics of people like Amga Abdullahi and so on. Don't be deceived by their antics. They are the evil men who go around preaching their ego. If you tell me, if I'm talking with Anika today, I'll be more comfortable. If I'm talking with Balarabe Musa, I'll be more comfortable. I will. But if I'm talking...
Sorry, please, we have lost him. Let me quickly recall. It seems there was a network problem there. Just hold on, fellow Biafrans. We have to get him once again. We have just lost him. Let's see what the problem is all about. Okay, please, sorry. We are transmitting to you live from the satellite station of Voice of Biafra International, Germany. Alhaji Asari Dokubo is our special guest, and he is telling us on the issues concerning Biafra. So that is why we are here. Bear with us. We are getting him reconnected in a few seconds. Just bear with us while we reconnect him. Let us play interval of our worship song. We crave your indulgence. Just in a few minutes' time, we shall reconnect him. We are trying to get him online once again. We are certainly, we are certain of Nigeria's telecommunication problems. Disappoint us always. Okay.
I don't know whatever I want to preach it to cut off.
Yeah, I think we are sorry, really. Maybe it's Nigeria's, this rickety telecommunication problems. That's what we experience from time to time. But we are happy we have reconnected you. Please, sir, continue from there, sir. We are listening. We sincerely apologize.
So if I am talking to Fanika, okay, if I'm interfacing with Fanika, okay, I will know what to talk to him about. I will know that what he's saying is sincere about it. If I'm talking to Balarabe and Musa, yes, even though I find it very difficult to believe it about it when they are talking. I find it extremely difficult to believe them when they are talking. They are very tricky people. They want to make you believe that they are with you when they are not with you. So let us not be deceived by their actions. But as far as I'm concerned, We don't need anybody to tell us that we must fight for the freedom of Biafra. We must fight for the independence of Biafra. We don't need anybody to tell us that. Our march to Biafra is not something that will be given to us by anybody. As far as I'm concerned, let us concentrate and march towards Biafra. And at the end of the day, we'll get Biafra. We don't need anybody's approval, anybody this thing to get Biafra. If they said all of us should go our way, what is it not the same Anglo Abdullahi that said the report of the useless conference, which at least to a certain extent some people believe will bring some sort of hope to people. The useless conference report cannot see the light of day. The same Anglo Abdullahi said it. Why is he turning around now to talk of something else? So I am not impressed at all. That is it.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking most of our questions. And we have to go to our various listeners now that have been bombarding our lines, trying to ask questions. And before then, I have to remind everybody that we are streaming live from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, simultaneously on YouTube, Facebook, and our satellite link. And our honorable guest today is a well-known personage, a legendary figure on our terrain, Alhaji Asare Dokubo. You know him. He is our guest today, and when he speaks, every ear is attentive. Right now, we have to go to our listeners to be taking their questions. But please, I have to inform, subject to severe limitations of time, I would like anybody asking questions to make it very, very brief, because our guest speaker has been very much busy today attending series of meetings. He just came back now, and let me use the word, we intercepted him, and humbly, as a representative of his own people, he answered our call. So if you're asking your questions, make it very, very brief. Let us now move down to Benue State. Uchenna Okeke, you are there. To Import Harcourt, you have any time. Ogoji, you are connected in Lagos. Jude Chijoke is there. In the same Lagos, we have Ume Maslinus and a host of others from Ghana. So, gentlemen, the floor is open now to throw your questions. But please make it very, very brief. Yes, remember.
Yeah, hello, man. Yeah, me.
Yeah. Which Gigi, I would rather you wait because the service is not clear for your side unless you adjust your position to make it clearer, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think where you are is better. So take your question, but make it brief.
Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay now. Make it brief.
Okay, thank you, my able moderator and our guest speaker, Alhaji Asare Dokubo. You have been my very good friend for a long time now, and I have been following you for a very long time ago. And I'm very grateful to have you here today to ask my own questions. But more especially, I must thank you for being strong and your confidence and having confidence enough to stay with Biafrans till this hour. I can remember, I think in 2014, when you were Memorial Internet Radio, who are saying that Chief Dr. Rafa Wazirike have betrayed the struggle, stated that serious about your attending, about your declaration for Biafra, that Chief Rafa Wazirike was just
yeah, please. Uche, you have to make it brief because the service is fluctuating your own side. Make it brief.
You have been strong from
Uche, we are not getting you.
So
that's
I'm very here.
Okay.
On your, what I want to ask you is, brother, what you have to tell our fellow brother who going to telling people lies that people like our leaders have been betrayed. How and what would that unity is our target to be achieved at last. Thank you for me to move forward.
Yes, I know. While I will make that question clearer for our guest speaker to understand you, I have to say, chip in that when he was asking, I mean, taking our questions, he provided clear answer to what you have just said now. But still, if you want to hear from him, to our guest speaker, he is saying that some people have been carrying out vile propaganda against some lead agitators in our Biafran, society. What advice do you have for those people who are carrying out propaganda, maybe against you, against Owazirike, against another person, saying they have taken bribe, they have betrayed, they have sabotaged? He is asking, what advice do you have for such people?
My dear brother, how much bribe would you be giving for you to give up what you believe in? A lot of people have price tags on themselves. And then because they have price tags, they want to tag other people with those prices. So some people feel that 100 million is big money. Some people believe that 1 billion is big money. Some people believe that 10 billion is big money. How much was just signed at NNPC when this man, whoever was sick in London? How much was signed by Mekati? $25 billion. Go to the exchange rate today and times $25 billion with the Naira exchange rate and ask yourself, so the tag on me is 10 billion Naira. But Mekati, who does not know how crude oil looks like, can take a paper to a sick man in London, if it's actually the man, and take away $25 billion. It has never happened. This is the greatest banditry in the history of the world. $25 billion. Just by putting pen to paper. So when you put, how much is our Zurich worth? 3 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion. How much am I worth? 100 million, 200 million, 1 billion. How much are all other people worth? It is what you are worth that you put to other people. My dear brother, I know myself, and I have come out many times to defend our Zurich because I know him. I've never met, all my life, I've never met Nnamdi Kanu. I've only spoken to him on several occasions on the phone. My closeness to Nnamdi Kanu is because he's fighting for the freedom of Biafra. But I've never met him one-on-one. I've met his younger brother. I've spoken to his wife. I've spoken to other people very close to him. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't believe that our Zuluke can be bought. I don't believe that I can be bought. I don't believe that any one of us, I cannot say that of other people. I don't have that closeness and proximity with Nnamdi Kanu, but I believe that Nnamdi Kanu has made his own sacrifices, and I believe that he cannot be bought. But I don't have that closeness. What I know for Azuke, no matter what anybody says, I will continue to tell the world that I don't believe that our Azuke can be bought. I don't believe it. So that is it. So if you feel our Azuke has been bought, go and do your own. Our Azuke has been bought. He went to prison. He was underground. You have not gone underground. Our Azuke has been bought. Today, is going through all sorts of threats. I am going through all. Let me not even talk about myself. So that is it. A lot of our people make all these sorts of things to destroy the reputation of people who have sacrificed their life for the good of themselves and the totality of our people. That is what I would say. On the issue of unity, unity is very important than any other thing. That's my belief on it. I cannot explain to you whether I've been bought. If anybody have a video clip, if anybody has a picture where I'm giving money, if anybody has a check, who gives me the check and the person to come up, the person can come up and say. But when you don't know something, you just come and lie on people to destroy them. Your enmity against our struggle is worse than even the Kambari people. That's the way I see it.
Thank you very much, sir. Uchenna Keke, you are there. Valentine Mugoji, you are still logged on to our program. Women Maslinos, please, each and every one of you are free to take your questions.
Yeah, this is Jude Chijoki.
Yeah, go on, please. Make your question brief.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Biafrans. This is Jude Chijoki, and I am from Lagos, Nigeria. I would like to say a very big thank you to our honorable guest, Alhaji Asare Dokubo. I would like to thank you, and we have long been expecting you. You know, we really thank you, and we really admire your courage in standing out for Biafrans, despite any other group that they belong to. So we really thank you for that, sir. My question is, I heard you talked of bim-massob, IPOB, and other groups that are fighting for Biafra, which are all in the public presently. But and I know that you are very close to the bim-massob. But I really want you to tell Biafrans, is there any organization that that you are championing, or a particular way which you are also?
Go on, Juice.
To ensure that Biafra comes, just like, is there any particular organization that that you are afflicted to, or on your own are fighting for the same cause? I would like you to just tell Biafrans.
Yeah, yes. Whoever knows Alhaji Asare Dokubo would understand that he is a champion of a people and of the people. And where he belongs is not in doubt. Not that I'm trying to answer for him, but I still leave the question for our guest speaker to take it on from there. Sir, he is asking, now in your cause of championing for Biafra, is there any particular group you lead in this regard? Hello, sir. Oh, sorry, please. We have lost him. Just hold on, please. I don't know what is happening. We keep on losing our guest speaker. It is due to our communication problems. Let us get it once again, please.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, sir. We lost you. Jude Chijoke from Lagos asked. Yes, sir. Jude Chijoke from Lagos asked, in your championing of this our cause, Biafra, is there any particular platform you use to do it? This is some of the question he asked. Just like we have the yes.
I am a member of Niger Delta People's Volunteer Force, and that is the platform that I belong to, and that is the platform I am using in the struggle for the actualization of Biafra. I interface with everybody. There is no need, I don't need to be a leader of an organization or champion any particular organization. If others are doing what is right, it is right for me to also support them. And that is why at all functions of bim-massob. If I'm invited, I go there. Because I believe that it is when the collectivity of our strength that will give us, will take us to where we're going to. It does not have to be me. There is no need to insist that this must be the Huasari. If the Huasari is not leading, then it is not going to succeed. No. It is our collective strength that will take us where we go. Like I told you today, I left home very early in the morning. I left home around before 8 a.m. I came back. The time you were calling me, I was just entering the gate of my estate. Where arriving, I've been from one place to another. I've been in several town hall meetings, talking to people. And that's what I do. Because that's very important. You must convince people sometimes. I quarrel, sometimes insult, sometimes all sorts of things happen in those meetings. But it's no over meeting. That's what we do. We move from place to place. And I'm not the only person. We are many that we have decided, we have volunteered ourselves to go from communities to communities, to hold town hall meetings, to hold interaction with people, to preach the gospel of Biafra and the need for Biafra independence.
Thank you very much. Ume Maslenus from Lagos. Ume Maslenus, you are there. Take your questions, Uche Nokeke, Benue State, or Valentine Ugoji.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I watched one of your videos where you were celebrating
Please
Biafra.
let us know who is speaking. Let us know who is speaking, please. Introduce yourself.
It's Ume Maslenus. Ume Maslenus speaking.
Okay, thank you.
So, Alhaji sir, I watched one of your short videos where you were celebrating with your family, celebrating Biafra in advance, and I loved that video. And I said, I wish every France will understand what you have understood that made you to celebrate that Biafra. Now, I want to ask, what was it that made you to celebrate Biafra in advance, so that our brothers and sisters who never believed in what we are doing can hear you and begin to believe, so that we all will begin to celebrate in advance?
Yeah, we quite understand there is always poor communication problems coming from Nigeria. But sir, I'm sure you understood this question. A time ago, you celebrated Biafra.
I
Okay,
do.
sir. Okay, sir.
I do.
Okay, sir.
Yes, for me, first of all, you have to teach your children what you stand for and what you believe in. You have to teach the children to understand what you stand for. In my school, I run schools from primary to university level. In my primary to secondary school level, Nigerian national anthem is not sung because the schools are not even in Nigeria, so there is no need for Nigerian national anthem to be sung or Nigerian praise. We sing the national anthem of the country we belong to. And in the school flag, the Biafra flag is displayed prominently as one of the flags that we put in front of the school. Now, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that, first of all, you have to teach your children to believe in Biafra, to know that that is where you are going to. Two, celebrating Biafra. Biafra will be very easy to attain. Very, very easy. And the formula to attain Biafra is already known to some of us, and that is not a radio talk. The formula to obtain Biafra is known to us, the independence of Biafra. And when we meet, we discuss. And for me, all the various units of various organizations, the thing is that we should meet and interact. And when we interact, we should be able to pass the message to the grassroots and tell the people what we are doing and how we are going to achieve Biafra. The way to achieve Biafra is much easier than the courts. It's much easier than what is happening in Palestine. It's much easier than what is happening in Catalonia. It's much easier than in any part of the world. Biafra independence is much, much easier. I know it and I believe it. And I believe that there is no way you explain it that it will stand down into the head of the people. Like when you ask the question of Southern Cameroon, you say most of the people in government, in the French-speaking dominated oppressive government have resigned. Yes, they have, but some are still there. They did not resign because they have not seen the light. A lot of people, like I said, people are sitting on the fence, watching where to jump to. Whoever is winning, they want to go to the people that are stronger, the people that there are visible signs that they will win. There are people who believe that a bet in hand is worse than $1 million in the bush. That is how we see it. But those of us who are committed in our vision, I am not boasting, but in life at 53, I have had my own time of enjoyment and my time of deprivation. And I know that it is only Biafra that can guarantee the future of my children and those who are dependent on me.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, Uchenna Okeke, Benue State.
All right. Good evening once again. Alhaji Asari Dokubo, this is Uchenna Okeke from Benue State, Nigeria, Makodi. Alhaji, of a truth, sincerely speaking, anybody who doesn't know you in this Nigeria and Africa at large is still a child or a stranger to Africa. You are an icon, just like you do address Okewandibo, the Ijele. Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike as a big brother. And honestly speaking, I do address you as my big brother too. The fact remains that you, when I heard that you'll be coming to our program today, in fact, I never had any preparation of any question for you because in the past you have answered all my questions in respect to Biafra actualization. And what I want to tell you now is this. You have making a move, just like Dr. Ralph Wazirike. You have been making a move on how to unite all the groups because our people, the problem we are having is that ignorance is eating us deep, and I want to commend you on that effort. Please, you people should try your best. And so that we can urinate on one bucket and fetch the urine for one purpose. Please, never you, because with your comments and your statement here, I have to understand that you have absorbed all the insults, all the problems coming from most of our ignorant youths and elders around within the Biafra. So I want to commend your efforts. Please. Keep it on and let us have one mind to achieve this our sovereign Biafra. Thank you very much, sir, for all your effort. That's all I have for you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Let me give you an example. A lot of people abuse and call Father Mbaka names.
Yes.
They call him a lot of names. I don't call him any name. As far as I'm concerned, Father Mbaka one day might become one of the most useful people in the cause for Biafra. So it is wrong for me to call him names because this race we are involved. We don't know who will hand the race for us. We don't know who God's eye will open. Who will open the eyes? God will open his eyes to see clearer than all of us. Yesterday we were blind, today we see. So if somebody is blind today, we should not say, why should you be blind? What of when we were blind yesterday? If people had also written us off, Would our eyes be open to the realities of Biafra as it is today? No, that's the truth of the matter. A lot of people make mistakes, and a lot of people attribute the struggle to themselves. That's why they appropriate the struggle. They just appropriate the struggle to themselves. That without them, the struggle will not be there. They own the struggle. Without them, the struggle will not succeed. That is wrong. It is very, very wrong. It is absolutely wrong. The struggle will succeed without me. It will succeed without you. But it will fail if all of us that are committed are not working together to achieve what we want to achieve. That is the truth of the matter. It is the collectivity of our strength that will achieve this struggle. It's not an individual struggle. If one man go to the street of Onitsha and shout at Biafra, people would think he's a madman. People would think he's a madman. Who is this madman shouting Biafra? But if they see 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people going about it, Biafra, they will know that these people are ready. These people are ready to do something for the purpose of bringing freedom to their people. So that is it. It's not an individual struggle at all. So that's my belief. It's not an individual struggle. So thank you very much. Let all of us join hands together, and by the grace of God, we'll reach our destination.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, let us take, because you have been so busy since today, we wouldn't like to take much of your time anymore, but let us take the last question from our brother Echezena Udeze from Japan. Echezena Udeze, are you still there with us?
I'm here, brother. Good morning.
Thank you. Echezena Udeze.
Good morning from Japan.
Yeah. So you know very well our speaker, our special guest speaker is Alhaji Asari Dakubo. He is a household name. So over to you, Echezena Udeze from Japan.
Alhaji, good morning from Japan and good evening from Biafra land. The noise is so much.
Yeah, I don't know. Please, somebody should check the background. There's much noise coming from there. Those who left their windows open, if you are living close to the door, I mean, we are road, or if you left any of your gadgets on, please turn it down. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay.
Alhaji, good morning from Japan and good evening from Biafra land. I really appreciate your coming.
Yeah, please, I don't know, Echezena, please check your background. Echezena, check your background. It appears the noise is coming from there.
My background is okay.
Okay. Please, every other person, let me know those who are connected to this gadget. Uche Digi, I don't know. Uche Digi, check your background, please.
My background is okay. Please,
okay.
Off is smooth.
Okay.
From there.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that is calm. Echezena, once again, go on.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm happy that you are here with us today. And I'm expecting when you come to Japan, then I will host you as our brother here in Japan. I hope someday will come. Amen. So, Alhaji, you mentioned about unity and
please, Echezena, hold on, please. Let me appeal to all our listeners there, please. Check your backgrounds. This noise might be coming from Ume Maslinus. Ume Maslinus, please check your background. Ume Maslinus.
Not from my own end.
Because the noise is coming from those connected through Messenger. Okay, now there is calm.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's calm now.
It's calm now.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Alhaji, you mentioned something about uniting together in this struggle, which has been my main struggle in this issue of Biafra. It has been my main stand. But there's one thing our people are feeling these days. It's not only ignorance. Fear of saying the truth, or fear of speaking out has been giving us a serious struggle. For instance, we know you're a respected man. We know you are a wise man. And being alive.
Please check the noise again. Oh, I don't know really.
Maybe.
Please, excuse me, please, hold on, please. Gentlemen over
Lose
there.
response. Lose response. Off your mic.
Yeah, okay. Louis, off your mic, please. Switch it off. It's coming from you, Louis. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, as I'm saying, let's assume now you as Alaji Asari Dokubo, as we know you as a wise man.
Please, Louis, response. Off your microphone. You are distracting us. I don't know. Anybody that has his number should give me a call. Hello, Louis, response wherever you are. Off your microphone and give us peace, please. Uche, did you help getting disconnected immediately?
Disconnect the person now.
Uche, did you operate from there? If I try from here, I disconnect the other person. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so as I was saying, one of our main problems is not ignorance, but it is fear of human being. Like for example,
Louis' response is constant menace here. I don't know what is wrong with him. If I disconnect him from here, I will disconnect every other person. Please, Uche, did you help disconnect him from there? Okay, Udeze, please. That is not please.
Okay. So now, as Elijah, you are making a mistake, and somebody will look at it because of your status and because of your stand, and because of your level. The person will close his mouth and say, "No, I will not talk to Elijah or advise him." That's one problem we're having these days in the whole Biafra land. Yes, it is very good we respect the elders, respect the important personnel, but when they make mistakes, we approach them in a good manner, in a respectful manner, and talk to them. They may listen to us and change. So as we talk about unity, that's one of my stand in this struggle. I've been doing it, and I know those who are not ready to unite, those who are not ready to come together. Like,
please, Uche Digi, can you help us disconnect? What's his name? Louis' response, please. If people cannot cooperate, I disconnect everybody from here.
Louis' response is disconnected already.
Now, then the only the persons connected there are Ume Maslenos, Uche Digi, and Echesana. Three of you are saying there is camp over there. Then what is happening?
It is coming from Sonny Bobo Emmanuel.
It's not coming from me.
No, Sonny is not connected, please. Sonny is not connected right now as I'm talking.
I'm connected. I'm not connected.
Oh, okay, it's true. It's there. Okay.
Where I am is going.
Okay, now there is calm. There is calm from everywhere. Why can't you control from there?
Okay, let me continue. So, as I'm saying, I've been in the structuring of this unity of team on togetherness. But in 2015, when we called together for unity and reconciliation meeting, we have a group doing that. When we call Mazzob, Wazirike, Human Rights, and many other groups who came together and agreed with us. It is only Nnamdi Kanu who stood on the air and said he will never unite with anybody, that he will do it alone with IPOB family. In 2016 May 30th, we organized the conference we call ABC, All Biafra Conference, which all the group came together. Only Uchemefo, but then Nnamdi Kanu was in the prison. Only Uchemefo and people in Irania said they will never be involved in uniting together with anybody. And that is how it stands today. So, Alaji, what I'm saying is this. I know you are close. If you can talk to them, or if you can let them join together with others, I'll be very happy. Because we know how Wazirike started this struggle before I met him. But when I hear now they can't see my dead body because of the death of it and that, I begin to wonder. So, Alaji, this is number one. Two, my question is this: as we are talking about uniting together and togetherness now, I know that Mr. Tony Nadi is from your side also. I want to know if there is any support that given to Tony Nadi, or if there's any sign of unity and togetherness between you and him, because that side is part of your family, actually, it's part of your tribe, and we Igbos and other tribes are working tribe by tribe. So I think it will be interesting when you come together with Tony Nadi as the secretary of Niger Delta, Upper Niger Delta, and work together also. I want to know if there's any plan you have for that, because that will be great also if such a thing could happen and we come together, because Biafra must be actualized.
Okay,
Whether you like it or not, it must be actualized. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, HS and Odessa. I would want our guest speaker to take the question, but before then, let me give him a question being asked by somebody online, so that he can take the questions together. Then finally to Sonny Babo. Our listener is writing in saying, and the person is Chukwuemeka Joseph Abazie. He is writing in through our Facebook column. Chukwuemeka Joseph Abaze is asking our guest speaker, Alhaji Asare Dokobo, what do we do to some disgruntled fellows that use Biafra name to extort money from the poor people in our villages, like all these traders, Okada riders, what have you? What do we do to them that use Biafra name to extort money from the poor people in the villages? Sir, the questions are for you. Hello, sir.
I hope he's not disconnected.
No, it's not. Hello, sir. He's online with us. Let me see. I think the signal is that he's connected. Hello, sir. Okay, wait. Let me recall him. Maybe there could be a disconnection somewhere. Hold on. Yes, we're getting reconnected. It's always like that.
Hello.
Okay, sir. You know, bear with us. The problem is from Nigeria, their communication network problems. So, HS and Udeze asked his question, and equally from our listener, Chukwuemeka Joseph Apaze asked, what must we do to some of our people that use Biafra name to extort money from poor people in the villages? People who are not gainfully employed, like all these Okada riders, traders, this and that, going there extorting money from them. What must we also do to call them to order? Just like our brother Echezina from Japan asked, what other measures must we take to make sure that these people who insult our elders, who insult various people who are interested or who express various different views, what are we going to do to call such people to order for us to move forward?
When you are...
And sorry, sir. And he also mentioned the Tony Nadi. Excuse me, sir. He also mentioned Tony Nadi. What other supports are being given to him in his Lower Niger Congress matters?
Actually, let me start with Tony Nadi.
Okay, sir.
Lower Niger Congress was founded in my house in Warren. I was the person who floated the idea. I invited everybody, Tony Nadi, everybody, they came together. They wanted me to lead the platform. Anata Jene, all of them, and I told them I was not going to lead. And Elder Gbaegbe was Anisha Krima was nominated to lead the Lower Niger Congress. That is what I do as a person, and I think that we're giving them 100% support for where we're going to, our path and our destination. So That is my contribution to Lower Niger. For those who are collecting money from people, this is a good medium to tell the people in our village that they should not listen to such tips. They should not listen to them. When a lot of people who come to the station and they hear that nobody sent anybody to come and collect money, they will stop giving them. But we also need the contribution of the people for us to go for their commitment. The people must be committed by making contribution. That is one of the things that we want to do. We must not shy away from the fact that who will give us the money to run our organization if we don't contribute to run the organization? That's the truth of the matter. So for me, contribution must be made, but it must be well accounted for.
Exactly.
Every disinfecting of it must be accounted for. Some people should not just go and collect money from people and pocket it and use it for their personal use and put it to their personal use. No, that is not right. But there must be contribution, because without contribution there will be no commitment. Without commitment, our movement will go nowhere. And if other people contribute, if we allow money back to contribute, they will dictate the terms of our engagement and our struggle. That is not in our best interest. We must be the people who must contribute for our freedom. Because if we don't sacrifice, you will not know where the other person is feeling the pinch of it. It's when you make sacrifices that you feel the real pinch of what you are involved in. So I believe that every one of us should be able to contribute what he is supposed to contribute. And those who are taking the money, they will be sanctioned. It is first of all, we should tell the median of the people that are giving, because we should not shy away from the fact that contribution must be made for the struggle. We should not shy away from that fact at all. Because once we succumb to blackmail, we're not going to go forward. Whether we like it or not, they will continue to blackmail us. That's the truth of the matter.
Exactly, sir. Finally, Sonny Bobo, do you have any question before we call it a day? Sonny Bobo, what do you see?
Yeah, thank you, my brother Ikena, and my fellow crew members of the Voice of Biafra International. I want to use this opportunity to greet our brother, our dear brother, in the person of Alhaji Asare Dokubo. Alhaji, my word goes this way. I have a few questions, only but a few questions, but I have to start with this. I know you have been the member of this particular struggle right from the origin. You are not a child in the game. You have been a strong pillar for the liberation of his people. I know the role you have been playing for this struggle, and your relationship with Chief Dr. Rafo Wazirike, the bim-massob leader, and your relationship with massob BIM right from origin, even when you are still incarcerated in prison. I know the relationship you have with us. We are one family. We are one body. And I know often and time that you have been with the members of massob, even in Biafran programs. So, but brother, I heard you say that you have a different philosophy from the ideology of Chief Dr. Rafo Wazirike, that Chief Dr. Rafo Wazirike has the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi of India and Martin Luther King, which is non-violent. But your own philosophy is that you believe in a one-shot gun, that you don't have the same philosophy. But look back at when the struggle started earlier on. The war was fought for 3 good years, which Ojukwu led and seconded by Philip F. Young. I believe one way or the other, we are together to fight the war to liberate our people from the bondage of Nigeria earlier from 1967 to the 1970. And we couldn't make it then because of one thing or the other. We know the reason why we fell, why we lose the war. Now in the new phase of the struggle, but I heard one time, and a British journalist asked Ojukwu. Ojukwu said that for the new Biafra to emerge, for Biafra to come back again, we have made the first mistake by going into war. One. And two, by not trying to put things in order before. Now we will not repeat the mistake again. But at the same time, you still believe in the ideology of a gunshot than 1,000 negotiation or 2,000 negotiations for someone, 2,000 years in negotiation for someone to be liberated. I still want to ask you, after what we have passed through during the war, and by not trying to actualize our dream through gun and other forceful means or forceful confrontation, why do you still believe that, despite that during that time, many of our brothers like Philip Petron, what our supporters from there in the Niger Delta, in every day we are together to liberate ourselves. But despite that, we couldn't be able to achieve it. Then my question now goes, why do you still believe that by that gunshot, which we have tried before, and which some of our brothers in Niger Delta have tried in order to, because I remember when we started the struggle in the Niger Delta, when the conference was convened by Obasanjo in his own regime, the revelation of all this was being debated in the conference. But the Niger Deltas will find it difficult to gain the 25% money from the federal government. Despite all these things, all these force, all these guns, all these shootings and every other thing, we still remain where we are. My question is, what makes you to still believe that it is the philosophy of a gunshot that will make us to have what we want? This is my first question, sir. Thank you.
You might take the second question, so that you can take everything once and for all. Sonny, make it brief, please. Make it very, very brief, so that our guest speaker will respond at once.
Okay, and my second question is that since we have been together in this struggle, I know the role you have played. When our leader, Chief Dr. Ralph Wazike, was there in the Niger Delta, you are the front man taking him around to meet other of our brothers. Even took him to the shrine of Niger Delta, which nobody entered. But because of the brotherhood, you took him everywhere. And he met a lot of our brothers in Niger Delta. And I want to ask, since all those agreements as a brotherhood, we have been in this struggle, what are the efforts of that of our brothers in the Niger Delta to show the world that really that we want to leave this country called Nigeria? Because we are rotting. Every day we are rotting in Nigeria. Nothing is moving. We cannot be proud of saying that we are Nigerians since we are every day rotting in this nation. Then I want to know the effort of our brothers and just like, you know, the things that show that we really want to move out of this bondage. We really need to move out of this first match in Nigeria from our brothers in Nigeria. That is my second question, and that is the last. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our guest speaker, sir.
My dear brother, our efforts are not things to discuss in the public. Our strategies are not things to discuss in the public. Like I said, I assure you, in the name of God that I believe and I serve, that the Niger Delta will shock the world with Biafra. 90% Mark my words. 90% of the combatants in the Niger Delta are for Biafra. 90%. Only a few people, and we know them, and we know their antecedents. We don't bother about them. And that's why it is difficult for you to see these people come out to condemn Biafra. They've not been condemning Biafra. Why? Because 90% of them we meet, we interact, and we exchange notes. We are waiting for the time when the time is right. And when the time is right, it will come. There are a lot of distractions on the way, a lot of serious distractions on the way, and this we must correct. A lot of people make statements. I had issues to quarrel with people. Now, when you talk about Biafra, somebody goes to bring a Biafran map. He puts in the map Kogi State. He puts in the map Benue State.
Exactly.
On the map, he has Edo State.
Exactly.
On the map, he has Delta State. The Biafra that was declared on the 30th of May 1967 is the only legal Biafra that we know. Any other people who want to join us, let them elect to join us.
Exactly.
Let them apply to join us. We will not force anybody to come and join us. Anybody who is in Biafra and said is not in Biafra is free to leave us. We are not going to force anybody to be a Biafra. Anybody. That when we reach that position, it is people to look for us. Our brother, Rafa Azuko, our senior brother, I call him my senior brother because all the people involved in the struggle, in the leadership of this struggle, is the only person who is older than me. Now, I call him on, he has gone through, he has depth of experience that we have to learn from. The mistakes of the first war, we have to learn from it. What are the mistakes? Where did we fall short? What was there that we did not do?
Exactly.
There was no way. Ojukwu had no option to declare the war at that time, at that material time. Ojukwu was looking for peace. They imposed embargo on us. The one unilaterally embargo of the Eastern region, even before the declaration of Biafra. We went to Aburi. We arrived at a decision at Aburi. We came back. They jettisoned the agreement to arrive at Aburi. And then the Ojukwu insisted that on Aburi we stand. Because that is the only future of the Biafran people. So there was no option than for us to go to war.
Exactly.
Ojukwu did not start a war. The war was already imposed on us. It was an imposed war. Like today, they bring Operation Python down. They bring Operation Crocodile Smile. Did you ask them to bring Operation Crocodile Smile?
Even the herdsmen.
Operation Python down.
Even the herdsmen.
They imposed the war on us. They are daring us. Fight. And there is no way they will continue to dare us to fight and to kill us. How long shall they kill our prophet? Why we stand aside and look? How long? Why should our life be so cheap that at every time, every second, they come and take our life at will? Our life is so cheap for them. No, my brothers, no. I don't believe in it. Ojukwu did not make any mistake. There are people who make mistakes. In declaring the war, Ojukwu did not make any mistake. In the course of the war, mistakes were made. Yes, that's the truth of the matter. In the course of the war, mistakes were made. And we should learn from those mistakes. We should study every detail of the crisis, every detail of our engagement. and look at it, bring out all the mistakes that we made then, and to get correction. There are many of our leaders who thought that, like they are today, that it is easier for them to get the small things that get them in Biafra than to go and reach their life in Nigeria, than to go and reach their life. For me, the two sides can work together. Those who want to genuinely, not the jamboree of going to negotiate, sleep in the hotel, they take hotel for you, no negotiation is done. You just go and talk rubbish and come back. Genuinely, those who want to talk, those who want to negotiate, can go and negotiate. Those of us who want to be in the trenches will meet in the trenches, but we know where we'll meet. It is one purpose by any business. If Biafra is to come through negotiation and they believe, we don't have any quarrel with them. I cannot quarrel with my big brother because he holds a different strategy from me. He wants to apply a different methodology from my own methodology. No. He is at what he adapts. All of us are going in the same direction and we arrive at the same direction. Like I said, I trust, I walk, I know Rafa Wazuki. I know him very well. Anything any other person is saying, that is the person's business. It does not concern me. I don't hold you, you don't hold me. That's the truth of the matter. We don't hold. What is binding us together is Biafra. If you are ready that all of us should work together and arrive at our destination, I will work with you. But I will not come to the press or anywhere and start abusing you. I have no business abusing you. Even when you abuse me, I will not reply you because it's not important. Because I know that what you are saying is not true. They brought amnesty. They gave people amnesty. People have become billionaires through amnesty. They said they have 1,000 boys, they have 2,000, they have 5,000, they have 10,000. They did amnesty and they collected money. Some of us did not, because we believe that when we join this struggle, nobody asks us to join. And we will not criminalize ourselves and say we need pardon to be paid money. No, we will not sell the struggle for anything. So what I'm trying to say is this. We have been talking peace for 50 years. 50 years we have been talking of peaceful engagement. How can you negotiate with a deaf, dumb, and blind person? How can you go to the graveyard and start talking to the graves? There's nobody there to talk to. They are deaf people. That is what Nigeria is. Nigeria is not ready to talk. Nigeria is deaf, dumb, and blind. It is no sign language living in Nigeria. So Nigeria is a graveyard. There's no need for you to go say, oh, people of the grave, I have come to talk to you. There is no such thing. So we cannot negotiate with people in the grave. We cannot go. But if you go with a big hammer, you can hit down all the tomb in the grave. If you carry a big stick, you can flog somebody who is deaf, dumb, and he will know that seriously is happening. But if you go and shout it tomorrow in front of him, he will not hear you. That is my belief.
Thank you very much, sir. Honestly, we are ending the program now. Professor Peter Ejirika in the United States of America was trying to reach us. I don't know if he's there. Professor Ejirika, sir, are you still online with us? Professor Ejirika? Yeah, I think we have lost him. He is aware of this particular program and he promised to be with us after attending some conferences. But unfortunately, he's joined us very, very late. And we may have to invite him during the next edition of this particular program. From the satellite station, Voice of Biafra International, this is Iken Nobibie Gono. And our guest speaker has been Alhaji Asare Dokobo, the man you know. We have indeed taken more than 2 hours of this particular interactive session, and we have asked a series of questions, and he has indeed fearlessly given us the answers. And we remain eternally grateful to him for his commitment, for his patriotism, for his sacrifice, for his concern, for the well-being, independence of our people. And we are saying proudly, Should we have more people like him, as in the person of Chief Owazike, Biafra shall become an open sesame. Indeed, he has spoken from the point of view of a combatant. That is true. But let us see it metaphorical, that if we are not preparing to fight a war, that does not mean we should not prepare to defend ourselves. Because when the enemy discovers that you are not prepared to defend yourself, he will come and take you, take your wife, take your children, take whatever belongs to you, and make you an exile forever. When we are not preparing to be aggressive, we must prepare to be defensive. That is nature's eldest law. Self-defense is nature's eldest law. And we must guard our loins. We must put our walls together. That we build high walls in our compound does not mean that a thief must come every day. No. But it's in case of incasity, when we are not there or when we are sleeping, for us not to be taken unawares. That is why we must be prepared for any eventuality. Because they say, if you have neighborhood with your enemy, you must always be vigilant. This is what we are saying. And this is what our guest speaker is saying metaphorically. That we have spoken peace a long time in the past with Nigeria. But when it appears Nigeria will want us to bark like a lion before they now listen to us, we may have to pretend, much as we don't want to shed blood, but if they want to shed their own blood by way of self-defense, which is nature's eldest law, we are going to go to the line of the barricade. But then there's still a time for that. We are still exploring possibilities of resolving this crisis and dissolving the outgoing Nigeria amicably, so that we shall go home without shedding any blood of our people until we reach the promised land called Biafra. On the strength of this, we must once again say that to our special guest speaker, we are tied to you by compulsory gratitude for making out time despite your numerous schedules to be with us here. It is a mark of concern for your own people. We must right now excuse you to relax because since today you have been very, very busy. Alhaji Asare Dokubo, once again, we thank you and we say, may God bless you, remain forever blessed. Thank you very much. And when we call upon you next time, please oblige us to enlighten us on the things we do not know. For the time being, we say kudos to our boys in the creeks, kudos to our boys everywhere, kudos to those who are planning, to those who want to approach it through peaceful means, and to those who equally must defend us, because in any society, if everybody becomes peaceful, all of us are slaves. If you don't behave at times as if something is there, the enemy will not know you are existing. But then there will be a time for that. Until we reach that very target, we must say to Alhaji once again, thank you 1,000 times for being with us. May God bless you and good night, Alhaji.
Thank you and good night, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, once again. While we allow our chief guest speaker now to relax, we now conclude the remaining part of this program in the next 10-15 minutes by way of epilogue. Thank you so much. Before then, let us play a little bit of Biafra music, worship song, because today is Sunday. I don't know, it appears Professor Ejika is still online. Hello, Professor. Professor Ejika, you're still online? Yeah, because this is shows connected, but I don't know, I cannot hear your voice. Okay, we'll leave it out until next time.
you seen the light of God? Have you seen the light of Jesus is the light of God. Have you seen the light
I have seen the light of God. I have seen the light of Come and see the light.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our contributors. Thank you, my fellow members of the crew, Voice of Biafra International. To those who wrote in appreciating us, one for Achebe, Frank C. Dollars, Oti Chizoba, Promise Eke Okorie, Favor Okoro, Chukwemeka Silvanus, Obiora Joseph. Very many of them, we say we thank you 1,000 times. To Chukwemeka Joseph Abaze, who wrote in to ask questions, and very many others, I cannot mention their names here. We say, may God bless all of you as we say good night. Until we meet again on Tuesday, this is Ikenna Obibi Egono from the Satellite Station, Voice of Biafra International. We say thank you to Valentine Ugoji, who we couldn't reach. To you, Uchenna Okeke in Benue State, Makurdi, we say 1,000 times thank you. To Jude Chijoke in Lagos, to Ume Maslinus equally in Lagos, to Sonny Babo in Biafra land, to Uche Diji in Accra, Ghana, and very many others whose names I cannot mention here. We say remain blessed. To even others, Alfama Aguaniru, Louis Response, and Sonny Biaman, who have been online listening to this particular program, and very many thousands of others. We say thank you all for being with us, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow.